Hello everybody, welcome back to Burnt Church. We've got something come in out here in the garden, and I hadn't been keeping a real good eye on them. A lot of them's too big, but we're gonna get what we can of them out here today, and we're gonna make something that's a favorite around here when we make it right. Sometimes we don't make it right. Last year when we made them, I don't know what went wrong, but they didn't taste good at all. But this is a real good vegetable. It's real good for you. And I don't know. I was raised eating this, so I guess you would call it a southern food. I don't know if it's a northern food or not, but I'm sure people up there really like it too. And like I said, I've about let them go a little bit too long. A lot of them gotten pretty big, and I don't like them too much when they get real big. I'll show you what they look like when I first pick them, and I'll show you how we do it to get them ready to can. So what I've got here is some beets. These are the Detroit dark red beets. They come in a lot of different varieties. That's the variety that we usually grow, is the dark red. Right here is what they look like when we first pull them. And this one, he's a pretty nice size one for what we're doing. I don't like for them to get real big. They'll get tough, and they don't make as good of, they don't do as good can for us. Now, some of y'all may know a way to do them, but for us, we like them around this size, maybe just a little bit bigger. What I usually do is when I'm picking them, I'll come about 2 or 3 inches up on the stalk here, cut the tops out of them, and that's what I'm left with. Now these greens, they're real good to eat also. A lot of these are a lot bigger than what I like for them to be to eat. I will leave a lot of small ones, and I'll harvest tops off them to eat. I was growing up, we had these beets all the time in the garden, but we never did eat the tops. But I've been trying them this year, eating them in salad. If any of you knows any recipes to chop them up and to cook them some way or another, leave them in the comment. I would like to know where I could experiment a little bit with them. Right here is a big one. Now these here, he's a little too big. I'm going to take him and try it and see, but I don't know if it shows up on the camera or not. But as they start getting big, they'll start busting open. And they're just not as good to me. But we're going to take him up there and try it and see. Now these beet tops, I'll feed some of them to the chickens, but a lot of them I'll just leave them here and let them get turned back into the soil. I'll get some of these picked. We'll move on up here. I'll show you the next step that I do before we get ready to can these. We got us a small bucket full here. I'm going to weigh them. The recipe we had, I think it called for around 3 pounds. We'll do 4 pints. We're going to try to do 8 pints. So I need around 6, 7 pounds probably is what I'm looking for. And that's probably going to be real close. And I've still got quite a few left here. I've never let these go to seed. I don't know how that works. So I'm going to try to keep a few of them this year and let them go to seed and see if I can collect some seeds off of them. Now, I've never done that before, so this is a new experiment for me. We'll come on up here and I'll show you how we clean these up. We use this little cart for a lot of things around here, and this is one of them. I'll dump these out in this cart. Then we can take the garden hose and spray them off and get all this dirt knocked off of them, because that's how we'll boil them. It's right there the way they look. Once I get the dirt sprayed off of them, we'll throw them in a big pot and we're going to boil them with the stems and all on them. I'm not going to try to do a tutorial or nothing on how to do this, but right here is what they look like in the pot boiling. We leave the stem on them That's supposed to, the best I understand is that puts more of the nutrients and the redness down into the beet, boiling them that way. Now that's how I understand it. But this was the next process after cleaning them. We're gonna let them boil about 15 minutes and then we'll peel them. We're gonna have 2 sets of boiling here. My pot wouldn't hold all of them the first time. So we'll let those boil and we'll start peeling them while we're boiling these other ones. Right here is the next step in the process. We've got them boiled. That makes the skin turn loose easier. So we use a knife and our fingers to get the skin off of them. Now this is us quartering them up. Well, not really quartering them up. We're slicing them in thin slices. You can quarter them up if you want to. We like them better sliced thin. We've been eating some of them as we're slicing them. These are the sweetest beets that we've ever raised. Now what we do here is once we get them all sliced, we will cover them with a mixture of 1 cup water, 1 cup sugar, and 1 cup vinegar until we get the beets covered, and then we'll boil it. I think it's for like 20-30 minutes before we put them in the jar. Now this is not a how-to. Before you do it, do your own research, because you don't want to get sick from whatever you make. That works for us, but make sure you do your own research. Right here is how we jar them up and get them ready to water bath. We've got our sliced up beets in there with the water, sugar, and vinegar boiled in it. We fill it up on this jar and leave 1 inch headspace. And then they go into the water bath. We also put a little bit of clove and a little bit of allspice in the bottom. And a half a teaspoon of salt. Them look good. Here's the finished product. We're waiting on some popping to go on. Here's one's done snapped down right there. I see 1 or 2 that hadn't sealed yet. It is hot out here in this shop doing this canning. We need to get us an air conditioner to put here in the window. It's a lot better out here doing it though than it is in the house. Especially when you're doing beets. That red juice from them gets all over everything. So I hope all of y'all out there is having a good day. Maybe some of y'all's doing some canning and getting ready for the things that might be coming. I think we need to be putting up as much food as we possibly can. And it's a good experience, just in case you ever have to do it. You'll know how. But with the way things are changing in the world, who knows what next year's going to bring. So that's one reason that I like to grow our own food, and I like trying to preserve a lot of our own food. Now, we don't by no means raise everything that we eat. We eat out a lot. We buy a lot from the grocery store. This is just experience that we're doing, and it's real good eating. I mean, I wish we had time to do a lot of our own canning and things for ourselves. It's a lot better food, or at least it tastes a lot better. But anyway, I thank y'all for watching. I pray God blesses you, and I'll see you in the next one.